Extract Emmerich, the scientist who wants to defect. Head for the base cap. Extract him.
Я не хочу умирать!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Analysis complete. 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 commence shortly.
Coming too.
Shortly.
Roger that.
Guard post captured. Guard post captured.
You gotta extract him.
What's up, Hyde? How you doing tonight, man? Restless? Yeah, me too. Come on, dude. Where you going?
He's coming too. Roger that.
Enemy presence detected.
Стоп! Это КП. Понадобился огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ. Мы потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Стоп! Это КП. Ответьте! Стоп! Ответьте! Стоп! Стоп! Это КП! Стоп! Прием!
What? God, what? This game's kind of addictive, in a way.
Strike will commence shortly.
But I've been trying to sneak around this base all day.
pass the time, go ahead and smoke that cigar of yours.
3 in the morning, Chinese food sounds pretty good, bro. Trying to decode a damn fortune cookie.
Это КП, понял. Будьте бдительны. Не позволяйте им напасть на вас. Штаб, это КП. Возразился огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ. Но потеряли врага. Враг все еще в темпе поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Штаб, это КП. Ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб, это КП. Штаб, прием.
You gotta extract him.
Always. Oh, it's not just you. Did you really? What made you give up on the streaming? You didn't like it? It gets a little boring at times, but then after a while, you don't even realize you're streaming, bro. Like, you just get into playing your game like I get into playing this. Sometimes I can't even keep up with all the comments. Like, people would be talking to me and I don't even notice it sometimes. Especially if you get a game that you just get into. Like this game here, I mean, it's pretty... It keeps you pretty occupied most of the time. Your attention. More of a break from game? Well, that could be. It can be. Sometimes sometimes it's not so much fun. Like, I get this one dude that gets on my stream sometimes just to ruin my day because he's a hater. And he gets on here just to tell me how much I suck and blah blah blah. And I just do my best to not let it get to me. Oh, how is it? How is the new South Park game? Pretty good, huh?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Was it fun? I'm gonna have to check it out. Getting this, the Metal Gear Solid, have you played it yet? If this is what you're talking about. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm enjoying it.
Plants approaching.
I've been working on this base for a while though, so mean, these dudes have got to be almost out of troops by now. Oh, referencing South Park. Oh, played and finished the last one. I got you. I'm with the program now. Yeah, this base has got to be almost out of troops. I done snuck through here and pretty much killed everybody. You think this game is more my speed? I think I suck at this game.
Outpost captured.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Uh-oh. Who's around the corner? Some shit's about to go down, I could just tell.
Who are you? Snake? It's not you, is it?
Hey! It's just a machine.
That's the guy I came in for.
Are you?
Dr. Emmerich.
Snake? Hey, what gives? Ah! Let me go! No! Give me back my legs!
Right on schedule. Now bring him back to Mother Base.
Extraction arrived at Mother
Okay, I'm sending a chopper close by. Get to the LZ with Emmerich.
Hang on a second. Let's use the walker gear I developed to escape. There's a special one here at the lab. Only I can activate it, and I'll tell you how to operate it.
Ignore Emmerich. We don't need his wind-up toys. It is
Okay.
a long way there. Why don't you use that walker gear of his? No way. We can't trust him. How do we know his crap will even work? Well, it's better than carrying the man the whole way. Boss, use the walker gear to escape.
I'll start it up. Get this off me! Here we go. They're single pilot machines. I'll... Whoa! Hey! I was developing a bipedal weapon for the Soviet Union. It hasn't been deployed yet. I was doing mobility testing. Once the walker gear is finished, they'll have a huge advantage in close combat. Once they add my masterpiece into the equation, this war will be over. The Soviets will win.
He was developing bipedal weapons for the Soviets. If that's the case, what's Cypher's interest in it? Cypher's strike force. It was Emmerich who brought them there. He's been underground ever since, working with Cypher.
I had no idea. I thought the inspection was real. I swear it. If anyone's to blame, it's you, Snake. We should never have had that nuke. That's the reason Mother Base was destroyed. Cypher threatened to kill me. Made me do research.
Arriving shortly at
That's
LZ.
right. Creating bipedal weapons. 9 long years. Forced to do whatever they said. Take this bag off, will you? I can't breathe. You came to save me, right? I'm dying in this thing, Snake.
On station at LZ!
After 9 years, you finally came. Snakes, I thought we were on the same team. All for one and one for all. Nothing's changed, right?
the Soviets.
Impossible! It can't be active!
Doctor, you're as useless as I thought. This is the real Sahelanthropus. You and your friend will die here. Behold! Today is the day weapons learn to walk upright!
That's really gonna suck. I don't want to die here.
Extraction. Support helicopter requested.
Get out of there, boss. Everything's extraction comes first. Head for the LZ. If you don't get away from that thing, it'll bring down the chopper. Give it the slip somehow. Stay behind cover as you move.
This is Pequot. Have arrived at LZ. Stand by.
It's no good. The chopper can't get close. Boss, lose the enemy before you arrive at the LZ. Stay alert. You're not out of the woods yet. Find a place to hide. You lost him. You need to focus, boss. Get the target to the RV. All right, the chopper's touching down. Don't waste any time getting on board. And don't forget Emmerich.
This is Pequod. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing. Request immediate removal.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Hide, quickly! Get the target to the RV. Hide, quickly! Get the target to the RV.
Bipedal weapon. In terms of hominids, it's a Sahelanthropus. How did they complete it without me?
We'll hear the rest back at base.
Plant extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete. I know we can do better next time.
No, I didn't get a very good score on that, did I?
Why do you suspect me? What did I do? I'm on your side. What about him? Miller was in contact with Cypher 9 years ago. He was working with them. He's the traitor, Snake! What's that? More truth serum?
No. Stronger truth
Oh,
serum.
please. Please keep me here. I need protection. Ah! Ah! Oh. 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 Why?
You're the odd one out.
Why me?
We all lost something.
What?
Except you.
Don't.
Truth serum isn't working. Either some procedure he had done boosted his metabolic enzymes, or he's undergone special gene therapy.
What's he saying?
Same as 6 hours ago. I had no idea the nuclear inspection 9 years ago was a ruse. Cypher forced me to do that research after the attack.
Do you think he had a hand in it?
I do. But there's no proof yet. Take a listen to this later.
We need proof before we can pass judgment. Keep an eye on him. And don't tell anyone he's here.
We'll have him continue his research in there. It's for his own good. The older guys will want his head. We can't guarantee his safety if we let him out.
Boss.
He mentioned something interesting. The reason why they pulled their plug on the operation in Afghanistan. He said their funding started going to Central Africa instead. Cypher is pursuing new research in Africa.
Africa. What research?
Emmerich doesn't know the details, but one thing he said does make sense. That Sahelanthropus alone isn't enough to cause an RMA. He claims that what they're doing in Africa is the missing piece. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Meaning it's not just another nuke.
Boss, there's no doubt about it. Cypher's working on something in Central Africa. There's evidence they've been in contact with private forces operating in the region. If we follow that evidence, we should learn what Cypher is after. Diamond Dogs has gotten a lot bigger. Now's the time to take the offensive. Head back to the ACC for your next mission.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Commencing platform construction. Please specify project. Please specify project. Please specify project. Staff assigned. Please select a mission. Please the landing zone.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Please select a landing zone.
Gaining altitude.
Mission
Boss, I've been meaning to
updated.
tell you something. Our old friend Zero hasn't been seen in public since you left the States. That was over 10 years ago now. You suspected he was responsible for the accident at your base in the Caribbean. But at that point, Zero was already bedridden. So it never felt right to me that Zero gave the order. Now that I've seen the man Emmerich was working for, I'm sure he didn't. I know that man. He was our old friend's XO. A man without a face. Not one you want to look at anyway. Skullface. He's the one who destroyed your base 9 years ago. The unit he commands, XOF, was Cypher's strike force. But he's since split from Zero and used XOF to usurp control over Cypher itself. In other words, the Cypher we're hunting isn't Zero. Beyond Zero is a void that's even darker. Skullface.
Ever since the attack on your unit 9 years ago, the name Big Boss has become known the world over.
What do you mean?
Those of your men who survived traveled far and wide. They fought throughout the world. In fact, they're part of the reason we have all these PFs now. Every one of them suffered their own phantom pain from losing you. Talking about you wherever they went helped to heal their wounds. Your actions and words, your legend, has been told on every battlefield they've set foot on. Obviously, as the tales have spread, the truth's been distorted, painted over. Big Boss sacrificed himself to show us the threat that Cypher poses. He sounded a warning, so it goes.
A warning?
Too much power destroys the hands that hold it. Apparently, you chose to be a living example of that.
I never said any of that.
The moment any truth is passed on, it starts turning into fiction. The problem is, fiction inspires people more than facts. To the world, you're now the legendary mercenary Big Boss. The lessons you've taught the PFs are the reason they're so widespread. They're the reason they've survived. And you know what they all aspire to? To one day go nuclear, just like you did, and stand up to Cypher.
Of all the stupid things you could do.
They'll never understand what you really wanted. Heroes are misunderstood. It takes a man of the same caliber to understand what drives them. Bottom line is, these guys want to be like their hero, Big Boss. And deep down, they all have their eyes on nuclear weapons. They say that a nuke is the only means of standing against Cypher. But these days, it's becoming little more than a slogan to rally the troops and survive in a cutthroat business.
Currently, there are 3 major PFs who've expanded into Central Africa. CFA, Rogue Coyote, and Zero Risk Security. HEC's investigations have shown there's almost no overlap between their areas of operation. It's not so much a turf war, more like they have a gentleman's agreement. If you do cross paths with them, you probably won't have to face more than one at a time. Still, don't expect a walk in the park. The CFA, Contract Forces of Africa. These guys are a major player. Their head office is in Pretoria, South Africa. That's also where the South African Defense Force is headquartered. We think the two are closely connected. An HEC investigation revealed that most of the CFA's operators are former SADF soldiers. South Africa has been locked in struggles with neighboring regimes for years. That means constant action. And we know better than anyone that's the best kind of training. A company drawing its recruits from hardened military vets. You can bet they know how to handle themselves. Do not underestimate them. Within the CFA is a company of soldiers made up mainly of locally hired operators. They speak Afrikaans to communicate with personnel from the CFA. But if you notice any speaking the local language, that's them. Though hired from the local population, they were originally part of a paramilitary group, so they'll have plenty of combat experience. And unlike their days shooting junkyard rifles out of beat-up pickup trucks, the CFA now supplies them with the latest gear from the West. On top of that, they've been combat trained by the South African Army. All that adds up to a much stronger fighting force. So don't brush them off. Look at the Angola-Zaire border region. The east bank of the Munene River in particular. It's a microcosm of a problem that stretches all across Africa. There's a civil war going on in Angola, fought between the government MPLA and the Western-backed UNITA. Zaire is still a dictatorship under President Mobutu, but numerous uprisings have broken out in its remote regions. With all the trouble elsewhere keeping their hands full, neither government has control over their side of the border. They depend on militias and PFs, as do the rebels. Government forces, guerrillas, militants, groups of all shapes and sizes hawk whatever resources they can to hire PFs. Conflict brings PFs. PFs expand the war zone, and more conflicts erupt in a continuous chain reaction. Sounds like our kind of work. Mother Base could grow by leaps and bounds.
It wasn't just Cypher. Back in the Caribbean, every eye in the world was turned on us. A private army, just a bunch of guys with guns, in possession of a nuke? Why wouldn't they be uncomfortable?
And that's why you made sure the inspection happened.
Well, I thought our best move was to prove to the UN through the IAEA that we had no nuke. Of course, I was against us having it in the first place, but that was Snake's decision.
The boss wasn't responsible.
Well, don't get me wrong, I still believed in Snake. I thought I was making the best decision for all of us, that's all. I figured we should get a third party to exonerate us before proof of the nuke did get out. And who better to do that than an organization with international authority?
So the truth is, you took it upon yourself to agree to an inspection arranged by the UN. Only the inspection was a ruse, and Cypher's strike force, XOF, showed up instead.
I had no idea that would happen.
Enough bullshit!
Oh, sure, like I could have known. You know, I was just trying to prove our innocence to the world. What's wrong with that?
We're not interested in the excuses you thought up. The truth is objective.
Just see it from my point of view.
You led XOF to the control tower. They seized it, giving them complete control over the base. Moments later, they detonated C4 on the strut legs. Anyone who'd managed to survive was hunted down by the assault force and their choppers.
You can't believe I did that on purpose.
That was the end of Mother Base. But it wasn't the end for you.
How can you... Look, think about it. I lost something too. I built Zeke and it got buried underwater. I am a victim.
That raises the big questions. Why were you the only one spared? You got away without a scratch. Why did Strangelove leave the base on the eve of the inspection? You two were close.
Strangelove?
And how did you manage to build something that surpasses Zeke in every way? Because you did everything they told you. You're the only one who didn't lose a thing. That is the truth.
I was taken away against my will. Skullface forced me to do his research these past 9 years. He used me. I lost 9 years.
9 years? We all lost 9 years. It wasn't just you.
I suppose blaming me makes you feel better, does it? But who's gonna give me back all the time I lost?
You're not getting anything back.
You're not a victim here, Emmerich. You're the perpetrator.
I didn't know anything.
Nobody can back that up.
Yeah, all the evidence is at the bottom of the ocean.
You know the hardest man to break? The type who's fooling himself. That takes time. It's easier to live a convenient lie than a painful truth. Is that the piece you've chosen, Doc?
I'm not lying.
Of course. Just let me check one or two things. On that day, you were in the control tower with them. Lucky you. That's how you got out unscathed. And you escaped on one of their choppers. Only you, right before the base went under.
They had me blindfolded the whole time. I've never been so scared. The whole flight, I thought they'd kill me. But thinking of you kept me going. My comrades, all the way.
And?
There was a plane journey, and then we traveled by road. When they finally took off the blindfold, I was in kind of a warehouse, on the floor. Afghanistan, it was that research lab. I couldn't believe they'd taken me halfway around the world. And soon enough, he came.
Skullface.
He's the one who's really behind that Mother Base attack. He forced me into that research.
What kind of research?
He told me to build a bipedal walking tank for the Soviet Union. Like Peace Walker. A system that could fire an ICBM-class nuclear weapon. That's how the Sahelanthropus project got started.
Sahelanthropus.
Those AI weapons I'd made in Costa Rica were like toys by comparison. A whole world apart from reptilian four-legged crawling and that ridiculous hunched-over bipedal waddling. My design evolved to the dawn of mankind. Sahelanthropus, the first steps towards humanity. An upright bipedal weapon system. Originally, Sahelanthropus was going to be a manned weapons platform. I designed a cockpit in its head, and I planned to fill it with water as a buffering agent.
Like how Paz modified Zeke for human control.
Don't compare me to some amateur. I designed it for human control from the beginning. The problem was miniaturizing the posture control AI. You remember the reptile pod?
The AI that controlled your unmanned weapons.
Attaching it externally makes it vulnerable, so this time I wanted it beneath the armor. Meaning I had to make the AI smaller. I got it down to less than 1/10 the size without any loss in computation speed. But it was still too big for the cockpit. There wasn't enough room for the pilot. If I made the head bigger, its body would have to be bigger to support it. Too big to be practical. In the end, human piloting was taken off the table. I tested a remote control system too, but there was the time lag and I wasn't satisfied with its precision either. Plus, it would be useless if the enemy jammed it. So next, I went back to trying an AI-only system. To do that, I had the AI pods recovered from Nicaragua. This was a hybrid AI, a combination of Peace Walker's reptile and mammal pods. The only AIs that had ever successfully operated an unmanned nuclear weapon system.
Really? You'd need some help to get that working. Expert help.
Did you work with someone?
I worked alone.
You did that yourself?
That's the thing. The AI didn't pan out in the end either.
But I did finally get Sahelanthropus walking by folding over its upper body to lower its center of gravity. The first upright bipedal locomotive weapon system in the history of mankind. I guess technically it falls into the anthropoid ape category.
I don't see the benefit of having it stand taller.
On terrain with significant differences in elevation like Afghanistan, you need a body that's vertically adaptable. That also lets it attack from long range while using mountain ridges for cover. So, making it walk upright was the most important factor in giving it superior height capability. As the name suggests, that was the whole point of Sahelanthropus. But I was being pushed for results. Having the AI mounted externally would have been the fastest way to get it working. I just needed more data so it could maintain its balance. But Skullface refused to wait. He dismissed the idea of AI control and took Sahelanthropus away from me before I could finish it.
But it was walking when it came after you.
That's just it. I don't understand how Skullface got it to move upright, without a pilot or an AI. And walking at that speed, too. It's beyond anything I could have imagined. This is like the Wright brothers making it to the moon. I'm just as clueless as you are.
So this Sahelanthropus, where is it now?
I have no idea. All my experiments took place at that cave. I've never seen it anywhere else. Besides, it's still just an incomplete prototype at this point, and nothing but a paper tiger. Even if it can walk, it's far from being a viable weapons platform. It wouldn't be useful in actual battle.
Emmerich will remain here at Mother Base for now, but not as a member of Diamond Dogs. I still don't trust him. That work for you?
Fine by me. He can't be allowed any contact with staff either.
Yeah. A lot of the guys would love some payback for 9 years ago. We still need him alive. But we have to restrict his movements. He can only go where we tell him. And of course, the interrogations will continue. He worked for that skull bastard for nearly a decade. He still has more to tell us.
How long are we gonna press him?
If our investigation shows he really had nothing to do with the attack, we'll reconsider his place here. But I don't expect that to happen. Remember that water tank-shaped object in Emmerich's lab in the Soviet base camp? The thing that started talking to you like a possessed answering machine. That was a pod belt for housing the AI used to control unmanned weapons. You remember, back in '74 in Costa Rica. It was in those machines you fought there. They were designated Pupa, Chris, and each of them was fitted with an AI unit called Emmerich created it. It mainly handled the machines, but the Basilisk, aka Peace Walk, that one was called, and it was created by Doc. She tried to recreate the boss's personnel, but you pulled out its memory board. That's when it transferred its own functions, just like a human brain compensating for damage. The result was a unique entity. It sank to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua with Peace Walker. Don't let it deceive you, Snake. It may sound like the boss. Like Emmerich says, it's just a machine.
When Quiet first came here, she demonstrated her marksmanship against that enemy fighter. It showed she was much more than your everyday. Hitting a moving target from 600 meters is a challenge, but it's possible with the right training. Shooting down that missile, that's a world apart from taking out a soldier. The chopper and the missile, meaning different vectors at high velocity, and she shot an unguided bullet that had to fight air resistance. All that while the chopper was taking evasive maneuvers. Some of the best target leading. She has a superhuman sense of. You put her in a fighter jet, and she'd be an ace right now. Your judgment was top class too. Realizing she could take out that pilot, that's quick thinking. You and Quiet could make a hell of a team. You'd be damn near unstoppable. Quiet is still in her cell. Only if she hasn't tried anything fun, but that's what bothers me in particular. What does she have to gain by coming to Mother Base? I first thought she was under orders from Cypher. She didn't manage it in Afghanistan, so I lightened the guard. And that lock on her door is a joke.
You gave her an opening.
Well, she had, and I hate to say it, but she's had plenty of. You made me the poisonous bait. Anyway, she didn't bite. Quiet is keeping her, so I'm left with no idea again. We tried communicating with her through writing. That didn't work either. Whether she's illiterate, dyslexic, or just plain. If she tried to contact the outside, it'd be picked up by our. There's no sign she's had contact with the base facilities. No. She's almost got the men wanting her to try something. Just to find she's in there putting on the failed soldier look, all down, but she doesn't kill herself. She can't be trying to leave Cypher.
So what's the verdict?
This may sound optimistic. Quiet came here to fulfill some objective, to kill you, maybe whatever it was, before she could... Yes. When I look at her, I sense hesitation.
You think she betrayed?
Can't say for sure. I prefer the ones that talk. Anyway, we'll keep her under watch. And we're also looking into those special... You'll be the first to know if something... Why not look in on her yourself once in a while?
Right.
Diamond Dog's intel team specializes in information gathering. They plant scouts and moles. These operatives will blend into the local pot or disguise themselves as travelers. They observe targets using various hidden bugs, and by tapping their satellite and analyzing all this information creates a clear picture. This data can also be used for threat assessment and during missions. The intel team reporting mission-critical information based on real-time remote... What you hear from us over the radio is based on how we... However, intel team operatives go unarmed to avoid revealing themselves to the... Some will carry a knife. As such, don't expect them to help you. Think of them as entirely... Plus, they use all manner of techniques to remain... If you ever spot one, you'll have... So remember, they may not be of use in a firefight, but when it comes to intel, they're pros.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Please select a mission.
Boss, the rebel guerrillas are launching an offensive against the Soviets. Our job is to eliminate as much as we can of the Soviet mechanized unit that will come in as reinforcements. The more vehicles you can take out, the higher our pay will be. But the mission's a failure if you can't manage to eliminate a single one. A race against the clock, with plenty of targets to choose from. Show them your best stuff, boss.
Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan. Clouds approaching. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan.
Your objective is to eliminate as many enemy combat vehicles as you can. For this mission, we're backup for the guerrillas' offensive. That means our mission isn't over until theirs is. Keep an eye on the remaining time. Also bear in mind that you'll fail the mission if you don't take out a single vehicle. As for payment, the more vehicles, the bigger our paycheck. So give them a real fireworks show. Check the target's locations on your map. Once you've spotted incoming reinforcements, their location will be added to your iDroid too.
Be careful down there, boss.
Subject is in. Boss, I have a report from the intel team. The targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map. On to the next. Boss, we have information on new targets. Check your iDroid for their predicted route. We spotted a four-wheel drive transporting a prisoner. It's not part of the mission. Do you think you can bust him loose? Just if you have the time to spare.
Please select dispatch requested. Buddy departing area of operations. Prisoner has died. Buddy has arrived.
Target has left the mission area. It's too late to eliminate that one. Just focus on taking out the remaining targets. You've got other targets closing in. You can check their predicted route on your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
Targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map.
Has been updated.
subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Clouds approaching. Enemy prism detected. The map has been updated. Strike requested. Please remain clear of the strike zone. Analysis strike will commence shortly.
Boss, need a little extra firepower? We spotted a Soviet weapons transport truck. Apparently its cargo is something pretty powerful. What do you think? Should we make a target has left the mission area? There's no way to eliminate it now. Head for the remaining targets. Boss, we have new targets. Check your iDroid for the details. Offensive will be ending soon. Boss, there's still time left. Take out as many vehicles as you can.
Analysis complete.
You gotta extract him. 3 minutes remaining. Target has left the mission area. It's too late to eliminate that one. Just focus on taking out the remaining targets. The target has left the mission area. There's no way to eliminate it now. Head for the remaining targets. The enemy reinforcements have stopped. No targets remaining. Boss, exfiltrate.
Всем боевым группам, это кафе. Все подразделения, на боевые позиции. Повторяю, все подразделения, на боевые позиции.
No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete. That was rough. Thanks for getting us through it.
Side ops list updated.
I know you're an expert when it comes to solo infiltrations, but now you have buddies who will fight alongside you. Use your iDroid to deploy them whenever you like. The role of your buddies is to support you during missions. There's more than one way for them to do that. To get the most out of a buddy's abilities, you need to give the right order for the situation.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Marker placed.
Whoa, whoa!
Presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Caution, sandstorm approaching. Extraction arrived at the meta base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Yeah.
Extraction arrived at the meta base.
Whoa, whoa.
Marker placed. Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated. Armor will clear shortly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Всем боевым группам, это кафе! Все подразделения, на боевые позиции! Повторяю, все подразделения, на боевые позиции! Зона 1, это кафе! Открыть подавляющий минометный огонь по противнику! Прием! Это зона 1! Вас понял! Подготовка к минометному огню! Конец связи!
Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Extraction arrived at mother base.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Enemy presence detected.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Yeah.
Detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.